They tell me that I'm never gonna make it. They want me to do something that could make sense.
King Harold, King's Roulette, King's Club. Live play. I'm not certain if this is the 9th time I've done this live, but I know I've done it live many times. And maybe 13 times. I don't know how many times I've done it. I'm trying to look back at notes. But I've never lost playing live at the casino. And I don't think I'm going to lose today, although I do have some suspicions of things, and I'm going to play in a certain way today to see can I find out those suspicions. And speaking of suspicions, there seems to be more than a share of wild suspicions and accusations being left in comments by people who are scarred from chasing probability all their lives and losing and losing and losing. I'm not going to call them by names. You can see the names right there on the things that they write. I got requested by Daniel Rubin and JP, could they come stay at the Palace? I didn't extend an invitation to them. They're certainly welcome to. I made known that if somebody else wanted to, they could come also. The Palace is a 5,300 square foot, 5-bedroom, 5-bath home that I live in here with the Angel, and there's room for people to stay. And there's no idea of some scam that's going on when they arrive here. They're not going to be taken kidnapped, and oh my goodness, the insanity that is out there. It's simply an honest thing of just saying if you want to come. There's enough things written on me on the internet. I have a bachelor's degree. I have a master's degree in mathematics. I spent 25 years in uniform. I served in Vietnam, Iraq, and Afghanistan. I won a Bronze Star in Afghanistan and Iraq. I came back to serve as Director of Military Communications for President Clinton, and I did that for 2 years. All of these things are available that you can read for yourselves. And I opened my own business in 1996, and I retired in 2017 after having brought in $251 million of revenue and employing over 2,000 people and taking care of every one of them. And I continued on with my side hustle job in the casinos all that time and have the results to prove that. Now you have before you 33 days of wins. You have solid algorithms. I have been very careful and vigilant with everyone to make sure they knew what they were up against. You're playing the hardest game that you can play. I started out with roulette with you because it is the hardest game you can play. And I knew if I could prove this, I can prove anything. We're into day 34. I've lost track of how many live sessions we're in. But if you look here and you see how I'm playing, you will find out that I observe things. And I have observed things with this electronic wheel that I saw that was spooky. And I wanted to show you what I had observed. And you would see it and how those numbers are written out there. I'm betting only 50 cents just so I can watch the wheel. I'm an observer. I watch people, I watch things, and I watch the wheel. As far as people goes, I will tell you, if you're walking out of a grocery store, you're walking out of a movie theater, you're walking out of a mall, most people walk out, head down, go toward their car. That is a tragic error. You go out of the door, you stop, and you look all around, do a pan, notice where people are, what they're doing. This is how you stay safe. The head down walk toward the car is the way you're in danger. These are the kind of things that I can teach you, the things I can advise you on. And I assure you, I would be the greatest defender of you. Would not ask you for $1. I don't need your money. Don't want your money. I do want to be able to provide the services for you that would be able to be provided if we had some more revenue, rather than me just paying for all of it out of my own pocket. I think anybody here that's reasonable would understand that. But if somebody thinks that a guy with my career and my life and my own bankroll is looking to beat somebody out of money, they don't know me. I'm going to go a step further as I'm telling you this. God doesn't like gambling. That's why we don't gamble. God does not like casinos, and that's why we're trying to punish them. God would be more than happy if we punished casinos, because he knows what it does to marriages, to families, to the poor, to the less fortunate. God knows these things. God did not send me to do these things. I do talk with God. I have direct conversations. I have a wonderful relationship that I wouldn't trade for anything. And I know where God stands when it comes to the king. I know where he is. And I also know who the real king is. And it's not me. I'm going to be here for everybody. I'm going to pray that those out there that are the naysayers that are saying the nasty things, I'm going to pray that they understand that we don't do ungentlemanly discussion here. And I don't seek anyone's money. You see how I'm betting here? I'm leaving these gaps of 3, and then I'll leave that other gap out there, because I have noticed the intuitive nature of this electronic wheel. It tries to seek out things. The ball goes at the same speed every time, but the wheel actually changes speeds based on what it's trying to lead the ball to do. And I've noticed it, and I'm going to take advantage of it. And that's what I'm doing here. I'm watching the ball, and the ball is trying to hit the gap. Like 26, 30, 11, the ball's trying to hit it. The wheel's trying to hit 23, 4, 16. It's trying to hit 8, 12, 29, and it's missing. And I'm capitalizing. If you have large gaps, the ball can find those gaps. Now, if you are playing with 6 people there, you can confuse it a little bit because so much is going on. But I'm playing by myself here, and I'm watching that ball as it's trying to hunt things, and I'm enjoying the goofiness of it. And there's another win because it just can't quite do it. Now, these aren't big wins. That $17.50 that pops up, that's the casino's way of making you feel great. That's a $5 win. That's all that was. You can't look at that number that pops up there. You didn't get $17.50, but most of you that play this game, seriously, you know that. But keep watching what I'm doing. There's a reason for this. This is not an algorithm that I'm suggesting. This is a way to beat this wheel that's trying to beat me. It can't find those spaces. It's trying. The wheel is slowing down, and then it ricochets out, and it lands on where my money is. And I'm watching it over and over again. Now, I'm going to make a change here. I was only doing this to try to confirm or find out otherwise, give it a fair shot. Let's find out if it's going to do it or not. And I found out that it was doing it. Now, I'm going to keep watching this. It's a lot easier to play the analog wheel. It actually has no memory. We say that the wheels have no memory. Well, this one kind of does. It's intuitive. I'm not saying rigged, although that's what intuition of electronics does. It knows where your bet is. It knows where it is on the wheel. And the wheel does speed up and slow down varying times to try to accommodate where they want the ball to go. I've left these gaps. It's trying to get in there. And I do move the gaps. It's not the same gaps every time. But I wanted to do this just for a little while today just to see. And I saw some things that left me with more uncertainty about it. I'm going to move in a minute. I'm going to try to move quickly before the wheel adjusts to it. I'm going to try to move to a Fibonacci column bet and see, can't I score enough money? That's what I'm looking to do. I'm going to see, can I score enough money to where I can get 15% and move on, because I have some other things I want to do today, mentioning other opportunities of things I'm looking out for our kingdom. And these are ways that I want to build on it. As I've always said, those who do not believe, no evidence will change their minds. And those who do believe, no evidence is necessary. That's absolutely the truth. We got people out there that don't believe. We got people out there who have watched 33 days of winning and are staring in the face of it, with up to 10, 12 times of that winning being done with real money in front of them at the casino, and they still deny. And that's what they're going to do. They're just going to do it because they're scarred. I'm going to try to help them because I'm here for everybody in this kingdom, even those that feel one way or another. I never invited someone in my home to try to gain something from them. I have no interest in that. I do have a gain of wanting to further the influence of our kingdom and help people. These two people that have jumped up the first time, they came without me saying anything to them. And they want to be here, and I am going to welcome them if they come. If others want to come, I'm going to welcome them. And over time, everyone who's saying the silliness is going to find out first word from those people. What did you see here? What did you witness? Who is this guy? I'll let it speak for itself. Continuing on, now I am moving into the Fibonacci, playing the single column, based on, as you know full well, what column I'm betting and why. The number where it lands in which dozen leads to the column that I'm going to play. And now I'm on column 2. I'm trying to get to 15%. I wasn't going to get to 15% playing the racetrack because I was going to jack the money up, and I wasn't comfortable doing that because I thought the wheel was intuitive. I still feel that way. I'm going to keep watching. I'm open-minded enough to know that I will admit if I'm wrong. I'm going to keep watching. But one of the things that I have in the keys to the kingdom that I noticed was it was struggling more than it should. It still made the money. It still turned a profit. But I was noticing a couple of times I'm hitting on the very last number that I had played. And then the next time I missed by 2 or 3. It wasn't hitting in the middle of my numbers where it should have. And it made me suspicious. And so that's why I did what I did today. I have a first time looking at it, a confirmation feel about that. But we're going to see. Now I changed to this Fibonacci to try to get to, I'm trying to get to 15%. So I can do some other things today. Now, I won't be able to record the other things, but I will be able to report to you what I did. So after I'm done here, I'm going to go and I'm going to play some blackjack. I'm going to go and I'm going to play some craps. And then I'm going to play a couple of spins on the analog wheel. And I'm going to assess it. And I'll be able to report to you what goes on there. And so now we're moving to column 3. And I got to get the right bet down. And I'm going to cover the zeros. I don't know if I'm going to be able to continue with the videos after this session, but after I'm done with this roulette, I am going to go play craps and I am going to go play blackjack. And I'm going to play according to my algorithms that I've written personally for it. If I can stop by the analog wheel, I always like getting a spin or two there to verify things. And so I may do that as well. But right now I'm trying to get to 15%. Winnings, which would be $345. Now I am playing right now. I wanted to play at the 300 level to get to the 15%. I have $2,000 in cash in my pocket. If this Fibonacci struggles, I can put more money in, and if I do, if I have to do that, I'll adjust the percentage that I need to make, because I'm going to need to make 15%. If I got to put another 300 in, okay, well then I got to go to 690 because I'll have $600 at risk, so I'd have to go to 690. But right now I have 300, and I'm hopeful that I can make it with the 300, and I'm going to play it right down to the end. If they keep taking the money from me here, I am going to play it right down to the end, because this is one of the other beauties of when you're playing random rather than when you're playing probable. I don't know if you've noticed this. If you're playing probable, you can't miss a spin because your probable could happen right now, and so you can't possibly miss a spin because you don't want to miss your probable. With random, you can go to the restroom. You can walk around a casino. It's random. You can leave your game in mid spot. I could leave it right now and come back. Nothing will have changed because we're dealing with random numbers. That's the other power of random is you can miss a spin, you can miss 2, you can miss 3, you can go have lunch. You can do whatever you want to do, but if you are playing probable, your probable has a shelf life. Moving up the ladder. On the Fibonacci, the risk gets higher, the reward commensurate to the risk. But you have every reason to believe that playing the right numbers, using the King's selector of column, a win is coming. An intersection will happen. And I have total faith right now that it's going to. Moving to column 2. Moving up the ladder on the Fibonacci bet. There you see the possible win total. And we have a ball in motion. And a 25. I have, based on what I'm watching on the wheel, I have $105. So I'm at the end of my Fibonacci. I'm down low. If I lose this bet, I am going to reach in my pocket because I'm not going to stop this Fibonacci at 105. No, sir, I'm going on up because I'm going to win. I have $105 on column 1. And a win. $210. And there is $357.50 because I put a 50 cents a couple times on the double zero. But that's $357, so we blew by about $12. We made about 18% today. I'm going to go play blackjack. I'm going to play craps, and I'm going to run by the analog wheel on the way out. And I'll be reporting those results to you. I can promise you that I'm going to be right here with you. I can promise you that I'm going to be listening to everything that God tells me because God's the one that commands me. And that's what leads me as I am as a 72-year-old man. I love you all. I'm here for you all. I can promise you there'll never be 1 ounce of dishonesty coming from me toward anybody. I've given you everything I have, and I've given it to you for free. And I'm going to keep giving it to you for free. But we are going to try to build up some revenue so we can have some assistance, so we can have some administration and some IT, so we provide you a better product. But I'm not going to be enriched in any way because I don't need to be enriched. I'm already enriched. In every way a man can be enriched, I am enriched. And I'm enriched a lot by all of you in the kingdom. Thank you so very much. You mean so much to me. I love you all. And for now, the King bids you adieu.